everybody. Welcome to the Dixie Belle Facebook channel, and my name is Crys'Dawna, and I am the owner and creator of Bella Renovare by Crys'Dawna, and I'm also a brand ambassador for Dixie Belle Paint Company. So I have been having problems seeing comments, so I'm gonna hit hi so I can see the comments. Let me know where you guys are coming in from. So it's the holidays, right? Let's see what, Thanksgiving. So if you're in the United States, Thanksgiving is next week. And then next month, Christmas is coming, and it's fastly approaching. And so I wanted to go over something really cute with you guys. So if you don't know what buffalo plaid or buffalo check is, it is something that's super popular during the holiday season. It's really popular in the fall. I saw last year when I was in the States, they had stuff on like pumpkins and things like that, but it's something that is really big during Christmas time and during, winter and things like that. I mean, it's popular all the time, but it's something that kind of goes hand in hand. So hello everybody. So I'm going to go over how you guys can do buffalo plaid, buffalo check. Now I'm going to do it in grays. So before you guys have a heart attack that I have a piece that's white back here, I did the base coat of Fluff already, okay? So if you want to use the colors that I'm using tonight, then this is the base coat of Fluff, okay? And then I'm going to explain to you all the other colors that we're going to use, but I'll just go over them really quick. So Fluff is our base coat. We're going to use Driftwood, we're going to use Manatee Gray, and we are going to use Midnight Sky. So I decided on Midnight Sky because it's like a dark, it's like a gray black. Caviar is a true black. Midnight Sky is like a gray black. So I'm going to go over with you guys how to do a buffalo plaid check look with these colors, but you can do the same thing with different colors. So I've seen people do buffalo plaid check in yellows, greens, pinks, who knows, whatever you want to do it in. So I see you guys. Hello. So I have a roll of painter's tape, which is pink. Surprise, surprise. I have pink painter's tape. So you're going to need some painter's tape for this. And then I'm going to be hair drying. Hopefully tonight it doesn't like cut things out. I have a different brush for each color. Okay. So I laid down my base coat of Fluff. It's dry. We're good to go. But that's the first thing that you're going to do is lay down a base coat of whatever color you want to be your base. I usually use the lightest color as my base. So what I normally do when I do buffalo check is I work from light to dark, okay? So I do the lightest color first, which would be the base coat. Then the next step, I'll do the next lightest color. And then the next step, I'll do the next lightest color. And then the next step, I'll do the darkest color. So hopefully that makes sense. Thanks, Angela. My hair is a hot mess. I got to do it. I ran today. I've been doing self-care. Okay. So if you guys are out there and I preached about self-care, I've been doing self-care. I ran almost 100 miles this month. So, I'm getting back into running, and hopefully I can finish all the countries in Europe that I missed the first time around. So I love the oval medium brush. Okay. So Billy, hello, Billy. So I really love the oval medium brush, but I have to tell you guys that I have a love affair. So I love the mini. So I love the mini angled, and the oval medium, right? But the oval small really has a special place in my heart, okay? It is like cute and small, but it's not like super. So here's the oval small, and then here's the oval medium. And they're very similar in size. This one's not like way smaller than that one. It's really good for spindles, and it's super good for this project. So we're going to get started. So what you're going to do first is you're going to tape off. Okay. And don't be nervous about this. So again, this is Fluff. This is our base coat. Dana, so I actually, when I was stationed in Italy before, I ran in 18 different European countries. So I ran in 18 different European countries, but then I did either half marathon, or ultra marathon in 16 different European countries. The race that I was going to do in Scotland, it got canceled. So instead of canceling my trip, I went and ran and counted it, and I ran in the UK and I counted it, but I'm hoping to do races in those countries. So, okay, so we're going to go down a little bit. I did not, Judith. I actually went to Eindhoven the other week, but I wasn't feeling that great. I was signed up for something, so I'm actually going to Amsterdam this weekend. So I'm not going to be live next week, guys, because I have family coming in and I'm going to be in Amsterdam. So, but Judith, I'm going to do the Netherlands for sure. I just have to figure out which one I want to do. Okay, so it is awesome. Okay, I'm going to turn this light up so you guys can see it. Okay, can you guys see this? Good? All right, so the first step we're going to do is horizontal taping off. Okay, so you're going to want horizontal taping off. Now the end piece of this is going to be rustic. So Judith, which one's your birth town? Amsterdam or Eindhoven? Eindhoven. Am I saying that right, Judith? Eindhoven. Okay. So we're going to tape it off. So I'm going to start from the top, okay? And we're going to work our way down. I'm going to use my tape as a measuring tool. So I'm going to butt it right up against the top there, okay? And I'm going to cover that too. So I'm going to take a little bit of that. Fatima, hello. I love seeing you on, Fatima. I mean, I love seeing all of you guys on. I just like to say your name, Fatima. Okay, so I'm going to do the top, okay? We're going to cover that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull off a piece of tape and I'm going to use this as my marker, okay? So I'm going to stick a piece of tape, butt it right up against that tape that I just did, okay? And I'm going to do one down here. And this way I don't have to measure anything. Again, this look at the end is going to be rustic, so I'm fine with it. So now what I'm going to do is, so what you're going to do is every other one, okay? So I'm going to put a piece of tape here. There's not going to be tape here. I'm just using these as the measuring. I'm going to pull these off once I put this piece of tape on, use them to measure so it's evenly spaced. Hopefully at the end of this it'll be evenly spaced. So now I'm going to put this piece of tape on and I'm going to butt it right up against those markers of mine, okay? There we go. I'm going to push that down and break that off. And now I'm going to take this tape and I'm going to put it right there. It doesn't have to be perfect. Hi, Colleen. You guys, we just got snow here for the first time yesterday. It didn't stick, but I know you guys in the States, you guys are getting snow. There's a little tiny spot right there. Okay. You guys are getting snow. We just got snow for the first time. Okay, so now we're going to put our I stretched that out. That was weird. Hold on, sorry. It got like warped. Do you see that? So we want it to be straight, so we're going to start it here, and then we're going to just go butt it up against that, push it down, do that. Pretty easy peasy right now. Okay? I always start horizontally. So what's going to happen is underneath this, it's going to be white. It's going to stay white. It is. Judith, it is. I agree. Okay, so now we're basically just repeating this process. We're repeating this all the way across. So you guys are just watching me tape right now. And you want to make sure you burnish your tape so that way no paint gets underneath that tape, okay? This is burnishing. This is what burnishing is called, okay? It's like if you have a transfer and you hear the word burnishing, that means keep rubbing it more. Whether you rub it with your fingers, with transfers, you can take like super, super, super fine steel wool or a finishing pad to burnish it. And what that does is that helps. So if you ever see out there people who have problems with peeling with their transfers, or you have people who have problems with like taping stuff off and getting paint underneath, it's because you haven't burnished those edges. And so that just slightly little bit allows that paint to get underneath, or like with transfers, it allows that top coat to get underneath, and then it becomes bubbles and it's just a whole big mess. So make sure you're burnishing it. Okay, so now we did these. So we're going to go across, and we're going to push it down. Remember, we're going to burnish this. Again, this is going to be rustic, so I'm not super concerned. I'm going to try, so this is for my friend. She doesn't know what I'm doing. She just lets me do whatever I want, which is dangerous. But I'm going to try to do some buffalo plaid, and then maybe like a aged, weathered red barn look. Does that make sense? You know, like weathered barns, but like a red one. Okay, so this is not completely even down here. We've got a little bit of a space. So what I'm gonna do is, what am I gonna do? That's fine. We'll just deal with it. Sometimes these things aren't completely even. So what I'm gonna do, because that's not gonna bother me, is, hello, Linda. I'm going to butt it up against here and kind of just fold it. Does that make sense? So I'm just gonna kind of fold it. It's gonna be smaller underneath there. So we're gonna put it at like a 90-degree angle. Yeah, put it up a little bit more. Okay, all right. So now we have this all taped off, right? Okay. It's pretty simple. Okay, so we're gonna burnish it. Remember, we're gonna burnish all this, make sure that it's good to go so we don't get a bunch of paint underneath there. Now remember, our base coat is Fluff. That's the lightest color. Our next lightest color is Driftwood. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna paint over everything, because underneath this tape is gonna be the white, and then we're gonna paint over all these areas with the Driftwood. Okay, so I'm gonna shake it up, and I'm opening it up. I love this color. If you guys haven't used Driftwood, it's beautiful. Okay, so this is our little oval small, and I'm not gonna put a ton of paint. And the reason why I work from lightest to darkest is because you're gonna paint over these colors. And if I started from dark to light, I'd have to do more coats and it wouldn't cover. I mean, could you imagine if my base coat was midnight sky and I worked from dark to light? I mean, it would be a nightmare trying to go over that midnight sky with the Fluff. So, I mean, although Dixie Belle does have great coverage, it just works smarter, not harder. So we're gonna go over these with the Driftwood. And you see it just covers right over that Fluff, no problem. So we're gonna go over just lightly. You don't need to get crazy with it. Just nice, long, thin layer. If you guys have ever used Dixie Belle, you know a little bit goes a long way here. So just nice and easy. Make sure that we got even coverage. And you guys could use different size painter tape if you want. I did a dresser where I did like thicker in one side and then thinner on another side. I was just looking at a blanket that I have downstairs, and there's some like pin stripes in that buffalo plaid. So you would do the same concept. This is the same exact concept, what I'm showing you, but you can use different sizes if you wanted to. Kind of give it a different look. Unless you need it like symmetrical, because some people really need things symmetrical. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is, now that I have done that, we're gonna set the Driftwood aside because we're done. The Driftwood is done with the, we're not done with the whole thing. The Driftwood is done. So we're gonna set that aside. I'm gonna pull the tape off now, okay? So I like to pull it, like if I'm doing a stick and style roll stencil and I'm doing a raised stencil or I'm doing something like this, I like to pull it off when it's still wet, because I feel like when it dries, if there's any part on here that's like dried together, it will pull your paint. It's more likely to pull your paint. So I like to pull it off when it's still wet. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna pull the tape off, okay? And you're just going to, we're just gonna set them right here because we're not reusing these. So now we've got Fluff and Driftwood stripes. And this is a good concept for you guys if you want to do something with stripes. This will also help you. So we're just pulling them off. And this bottom one. Remember that little bottom one that, Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry this super quick. Hopefully this doesn't turn this off. now it's dry. So what you're gonna do is wait until it's dry, and then you're gonna start on the next part. The next part is doing the same thing that you did this last one, but you're doing it vertical this time. So we're gonna do it vertical. So now you get to watch me tape it vertical. Hi, Lori. Okay, so we're gonna start from this side. And I'm gonna cover that because it didn't go all the way. I'm gonna go butt up right against this edge here. Okay, and we're gonna do the same thing that I did before, where I used this piece of tape as my guiding. Let's get another one, hold on. I used that other one right there. So we're gonna put this piece of tape right here for my guiding tape. Don't yell at me for using my teeth. Don't yell at me. It's a little bit easier to just cut it off first. Okay. It looks a little wonky, huh? Oops, hold on. All right, good enough. Okay, so then we're gonna butt it up against here. Janet! Okay, and we're just gonna do the same thing across. Same thing that we did before. Hold on. I gotta get the best angle. This is not like the best angle. When you're doing drawers, it's a lot easier because you can pull those drawers out and kind of just like stand over top of them and work. I'm gonna cut this off. And if you ever, so like up here, there's a little spot that I missed. So you can just take a little piece and kind of patch it. That way when you're painting, it doesn't mess up your little lines there. It's a little bit tedious, right? This is kind of tedious. A little bit. Okay. I'm just kind of measuring this. So this painter's tape is pink. It looks kind of salmon in this picture. It looks kind of salmon and like outside of it. When they're all together in like a brighter light, it looks more pink. I have pink and I have purple. Well, it's more of like a lavender or like a lilac. Okay. It's a lot of taping for this technique, this buffalo plaid technique. Lots of taping. How's your guys' weather? I feel like everybody has snow by now, except for people who don't get snow, ever. Although my friend who lives in North Carolina said it got pretty cold already this year, so. Okay. So we're going up against this. And, whoop. Well, there we go. Hold on. Okay. No big deal. There, see? Okay, so make sure to remember that, oh, Lori, this will help you. And also, so I did a blog and a YouTube on this last year, but I'm going to do it again this year because last year I did it on a tree and I just think it kind of got lost. Like I think that the blog post and the video gets lost. Once you start doing so many videos, it's hard to find them. So it's always good to like refresh your library of stuff. Me too, Terry. Okay. So we're just going over here. And you guys could do this, like I said, you could do it with different colors. So I'm doing it with grays and midnight sky and fluff. But I have been dying to do it in yellows. So I feel like if I did it in yellows, I would probably do like buttercream as the base. And then, so buttercream, and then I'd probably do lemonade, rebel yellow, and kernel mustard. Thanks, Deborah. They're flowers. Okay. we're almost done with paint or taping this part off. This is the most tedious part, I think. I don't generally, people who do whimsical stuff, bless your heart. And I don't mean that like in a bad Southern way. I'm not even from the South, but I mean it like, bless your heart that you do all that measuring. A lot of people who do whimsical, they do a lot of measuring and mathing and all that stuff. Me, I just put paint on stuff and make it textured. I know, Dixie Belle, yellow would be. Everything I own, yes, Marshall, it is. Everything you own is getting buffalo checked. Buffalo checked. Like that Oprah meme, you know, buffalo check for you and buffalo check for you. Okay. And make sure, again, like I said, I keep saying this, but I mean it. Make sure you're burnishing, especially down here. Let me see if I have something. Okay, so if you've got like a little card or a stir stick or something, I'm going to show you what I mean. So do you guys see how this is at a 90-degree angle? I'm going to take this popsicle stick and I'm going to burnish it because it doesn't always sit flat. And I don't want my paint to creep. See, I don't know if you can see that, how it's not sitting perfectly flat. So I'm going to push it down. See, look at that, pops it up, push it down. Use like a ID or your credit card and then send it to me. Something. Your King Soopers card, Kroger card. The Walmart's doesn't have a card. Your Rewe card if you're in Germany. Okay. Coop, does the Coop have a card? Annie, yeah, you could use the transfer tool. You could use anything. Anything, that's a good idea. I was just showing you guys so that you know, so that way that paint, because that's the worst. When you work super hard and you think you have it and you think you've got it all burnished and then you pull it away and there's like little pieces of paint that got through. All right. So let's put that there on one less spot. Okay. Last section, guys. Last section. Oops. And I'm just telling you, it is super, way harder to put this tape on here when we're doing it. Oops, sorry. It's way harder. Walmart CC. Yeah, the Walmart's CC credit card. And put it down here. Sorry, let me back up. Over the tape, before painting over the tape to seal it. Oh, that's a good idea, Janet. I'm too lazy for that. I'm not gonna lie. Push this down. Okay. There we go. All right, next step. Let's put our little markers right here. Okay, next step. Ready? So now that Anna, hi, you're in Warsaw. You guys have snow yet over there in Poland? Okay, so now we've done, the base coat was Fluff, remember? And then we painted it just like this, but we did it the horizontal way. And we painted the Driftwood, and now we've done vertical, and we are going to paint the Manatee Gray. Okay, so Manatee Gray is darker than, where's my other oval? Okay, here it is. Manatee Gray is a little bit darker than Driftwood, which is good because then we're going to be able to paint over. So what we're going to do is paint over all these areas right here that aren't taped off. And it's good because then we can go over this Driftwood. It'll cover it. So again, that's why. Oh, Amanda, I know it does seem like a lot of work. I'm telling you, when you're doing it on drawer fronts is not as bad, but when you're doing it this way, and you could do bigger painter tape if you want. So we're painting over because you can see that the Driftwood's still underneath there. So we're doing it vertical. Okay. And we're just gonna paint over all these. I don't even know why I was trying to be careful. It's painted, it's taped off. Oh, jeez. My husband's gone. It's been a long week. I haven't got my kids. And my in-laws are coming in on Sunday. No, Friday. Not Sunday, Friday. I'm going to drive to Frankfurt and get them. Maybe I'll leave them there till Sunday. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. So next week I will not be live because I have family in town and we are going to go visit Amsterdam and just relax, and it'll be like a nice little brain break, I think. I hope. So this is Manatee Gray that we are doing over top. Oh, Lorraine, it's okay if you're late. Okay, so now we've got our Manatee Gray that was over top of everything, right? So we're done with our Manatee Gray and we are going to set this aside. Now, we are not pulling this tape off this time, okay? We're going to dry this and then we're going to put tape over top. We're going to do the same thing that we did before, but we're going to do every other one, and we're going to tape it horizontally. So hopefully that makes sense. So let me back up and I'm going to dry this. Now it's dry. Ready? Sharon, for, what did you ask me? Came late. What is this exactly, please? Oh, Sharon, I'm doing buffalo plaid. I'm showing you guys how to do buffalo plaid. Tina, we're doing buffalo plaid, but you guys are like halfway in. So, this will be ready on, you'll be able to watch this on replay once we're not live anymore. Right now we're live, but once we're not, it'll be on replay. But I'm also going to do a blog post on this. Again, and a YouTube video on it again. I did it last year, but this is a little bit wet still. Hold on. Okay. Now, what we're going to do, let's see, how hard has it been for you to just have paint with local supplies like pink paint or safe? Oh, so Amanda, I have an APO box, but I can use Amazon Deutsch. Or I can use regular Amazon to be sent to my US box. So not a big deal. They've got craft stores here and stuff too. So really, it's nothing. It's no big deal. Okay, so we're going to start doing, remember how we did, let's recap. Base coat of Fluff, and then we did horizontal every other one. Remember we did tape, 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 tape. Well, here it is. Yeah, tape, 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 because I can see the Fluff underneath there. Tape, tape, tape. Then we painted over it with Driftwood. We pulled the tape off. Then what I did is vertically I taped. You see all the pink? That's tape. And I painted over it with Manatee Gray. Now we're going to do the every other one, but we're going to go horizontal again. Okay, so we're going to go horizontal again. So we're going to start at the top. Like Drake. Started at the bottom, now we're here. Okay, so we're burnishing our tape, remember? Okay, and I'm using this other little tape right here to show me where my tape needs to go. So I'm gonna put it right underneath there. These are to kind of guide me so that I don't have to measure everything and mark it. I don't have time for that. Okay, who has time for that? Nobody. And so I butt it up against the bottom of this tape, the bottom of this one, and boom, we're good. Okay, now we pull it off and we pull this one off. Just be careful. Don't pull this tape off yet. Remember, we're not taking this tape off yet. We just want to make sure that we're putting this over here because they're still exposed. So this is paint that's exposed, and that's what's going to be the midnight sky. Okay. Yes. It's a lot of work. It's really not that much work. Once you know what you're doing, it's not. It only seems like that because I'm going slower so that you guys know what you're doing. But once you know what you're doing, you can just whip this out, no problem. And again, it's a little bit harder when you're doing it vertically. So I'm doing it vertically, whereas if you did it on like a drawer front or something like that, you can lay it down and kind of just, you know, stand over it. It's a little bit easier standing over something than it is to work underneath it, right? It's easier to stand over a car motor than it is to work under, well, I mean, maybe not for mechanics, but. You know, my husband works on cars, and every time he goes underneath the car and he's looking up, he gets disoriented. Okay. I feel like the older you get, the less you like being upside down and all that. Yes, plaid. It's Sharon. This is plaid. They call it buffalo plaid, buffalo check. It's not quite plaid because plaid is like. There's tons of different kinds of plaid, really. Let's just be honest. There's a million different kinds. Buffalo plaid to me is like something that's basically the same color scheme, just like lighter. But plaid can be anything. You could have, you know, green and red and white. Buffalo plaid generally is like black and grays and whites. Yes. Yes, Lorene, just like houndstooth, exactly like that. And this is super good for if you guys have like a holiday, you know, craft, you need like smalls in your store, or if you're doing like a trade show and you need smalls, you could do like cute little trees with this on here, just small. I'm burnishing this. You know, do like cute little small things with this on here. Buonasera. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is the last one right here. Remember, this was like the 90-degree angle one because it wasn't exactly the same. Okay, so we're gonna push it here. You know what? Let's just use our popsicle stick. And we're just going to push it in here. Is buffalo plaid, is it popular like all around the world? You guys that are in other places other than the US, do you guys know what buffalo plaid is? Do you guys like it? I feel like you do. I see a lot of plaid here in Germany. Okay. All right. So now we have this paint, or this tape on there. Ready? Okay, now we're gonna do the last step. Well, last paint, Midnight Sky. So if you guys have not used Midnight Sky, it is gray. It's like a dark, it's a black, but it's like a black gray. So if you're looking for like a true black, then Caviar is what you want. But Midnight Sky, you can't really see it on here, but it's like a super, I don't want to say it's gray because it's not. It's like Midnight Sky. So yeah. You never heard of it, Jackie? Well, see, look at that. Now here you go. Yes, Midnight Sky. So, Lorene, but isn't houndstooth like more of like a chevron? I feel like. Oh, buonasera, you're in Roma. I love Rome. Okay, so we're opening this. Oh, just a piece of plastic. Must have. I don't know what I did to the lid. Okay. Now we're going to pull this off. Oops, hold on. There we go. Here, I'll show you guys. Can you see that? You see it's not... Dixie Belle's colors are pretty true to... Well, that's not really good, but look. You see how it's got like a gray feel to it? Does that look... Can you guys see that? Does that look... You know... It's kind of like a dark Yeah. Okay. Oh. So in the US, we say houndstooth is like the pattern. It's interesting. It's cool to find, yeah, dark bluish grayish black. Connie, I like that. Deep dark bluish grayish black. Yeah, like a black blue, like a charcoal. Very good. Okay. So now we're going to paint over these areas right here with the midnight sky. I'm going to do 2 coats of midnight sky. If you guys know, sometimes when you put dark colors over lighter colors, you can kind of see it when it streaks. So we're going to dry that, do 2 coats. So we're just going right over this. Easy peasy. Yeah, it's true, Rain. It's interesting. I mean, even when you're in, you know, the UK and there's different dialects and people say different things, and like the US, people sound different. And, you know, I know in Italy, like I lived in the Friuli region and they speak Italian, but they also speak Friuli. And yeah, it's kind of wild. It's wild how many different languages and how many different sayings, and yeah, it's wild. Okay, I'm gonna dry this really quick and then I'm gonna go over it one more time. That way it's nice and solid. Yes, guys. So if you are late to this, as soon as we are not live, then this will come back and it'll be ready on replay. I'm also gonna work on a YouTube video of this. So I'm gonna dry this really quick. One more coat. Woo! Jeez. Brush envy. I know, these brushes are pretty amazing. They will last you forever. Okay. I'm doing 2 coats of the midnight sky just because I don't want to go back later on and see that I have like this gray showing through. Although the coverage of Dixie Belle is pretty amazing, so I'm just doing a super light coat. I don't need something super heavy on here. I know, you guys are in suspense, aren't you? Oh, Catherine, it's a hairdryer. Does it look like a heat gun? It's a hairdryer. It's, I don't know what brand it is. Citronic. Citronic? It's European, I think. That's a European brand, right? It's a hairdryer. I just use a hairdryer. I don't usually use, I've just like stick to cover. It looks like he's getting this pattern on. Yes, that's right. I don't generally use a heat gun because it will bubble up your paint. So I use hair dryers if I need to do it fast. Now I always say this, if I was doing this at home, I would just let it dry on its own. But I only use my hair dryer really for live so that I can speed up the process. But is anything else going to pop up across the pic? Okay, we're gonna dry this. All right, are you guys ready? You guys are so patient. You're so patient. Okay, thanks, man. I have like a million different colors, glasses. That's my thing. I don't wear contacts anymore. I just don't. Okay, ready? Now, you could pull this all off at once if you want, or we'll just do it one at a time. If it starts pulling off, then whatever. But so we're gonna pull off the horizontal ones. Are you guys super excited about this? I'm pretty excited. Let's hope it turned out. It turned out. It's fine. so that was all the midnight sky that was on there. And now what we're doing is pulling the vertical one off. Uh-oh, that's a little, I feel like it's a little off. I don't know what's happening here. Oops. Okay, we're pulling it off vertically. What do you guys think so far? What do you think so far? Okay, I think that there's only 2 pieces left. Was it all that work worth it, guys? Was it all worth it? Was it worth it? What do you guys think? What do you think? Do you love it? Yeah, it's a little tiny bit off right here. Learn from my mistake, but that's okay because I want it to be rustic. So I'm probably gonna wait for it to completely dry. I might wait till tomorrow and distress it, and because it's gonna be kind of like a farmhouse piece, I think. My friend does farmhouse, so this is buffalo check. This is what we call buffalo check. So it's, the base coat is fluff. I'll show you. The base coat is fluff. Fluff is like a white with a tint of gray. And then, let's see, we did driftwood. Hold on, pushing my stuff aside. We did driftwood. So driftwood is like a grayish, like a warm. Oh, Colleen, now you have to do it. And then, here's Manatee Gray. We have to start again. Okay, guys, we have to start again. Sorry. And then Midnight Sky. It's going to be available on replay for you guys. It doesn't it, Monica? So there it is. It's easy, Vicky. This stuff is easy. Oh, Rosella, thank you. Yes. It's not, there's not really boo-boos. It's kind of like off a little bit, but yeah, whatever, right? What if you wanted red and black, Donna? Okay, so I think I tried that. Let me pull this off. I think I got some white on that. That's the wood part right there. So I would have to mess around because white and black, or red and black, is a little bit different. It's going to require a little bit more planning. So, but what else? Oh, Pam, you're so sweet. Okay, now guys, listen. Buffalo check everything that you have. All of your things are buffalo check, right? Okay, are you gonna go home and you're gonna paint all this stuff? You're gonna paint everybody's things, get all your friends' stuff, tell them that you need to buffalo check everything that they have. But this is the thing. Yeah, I guess it does. Yeah, that's right. It does kind of give it a 3D look. But so you can do this on home decor. Like I said, it's super popular. A lot of people really like this. Don't worry, guys. So this is going to be available on replay for you. I also am going to work on a YouTube video. So that way you guys can watch it and pause it and watch it and pause it. And, oh, thanks, Teresa. Yeah, it's back here. So like I said, this is really good for holidays. It's good for farmhouse. If you want to add like a little pop of color, then you could do something like this. I mean, it's not really it's not colorful, but it's cool, right? If you wanted to do different colors, so I was saying about yellow, you could do yellows, all that. So there you go. See, you guys were so good and so patient, and then you get to see the end result. And you thought, what was she doing? So this is Buffalo Check, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, I am not going to be live next week. I'm going to be with family, but I will be live the first week of December, and I have something special I want to do for that. If you guys don't already know, if you don't know me or you haven't been following me for a while, I am a living kidney donor, and my 2-year anniversary is December 5th. So every year, well now every year when it comes around that time, I like to paint something green because it's green is kidney disease awareness color, like the ribbons. So we'll probably do something like that. But okay, so this is what we got going on here. If you guys are in the States, I hope you have an awesome Thanksgiving because it's next week. other than that, I will see you guys on the first week of December. And I hope you guys have, oh, yep. Okay, Patty, as soon as I get off here, it's going to be ready for replay. Okay, guys, I hope you guys have an awesome week, awesome weekend, awesome week next week, and I'll see you guys in December. Okay, bye.